most understood, don't gotta be explained. We speak in silence, nothing worth it is easy, nothing easy is worth it. Now we facing the verdict, practice making me perfect. Young, rich and motivated, got no time to stress. And good is just an understatement, baby, I'm the best.
I said I feel like I'm the greatest. I said I feel like I'm the greatest. I'ma be here when my time is up. I said I feel like I'm the greatest. One day you'll know when the time comes close. One day you'll know when the time.
Gen Y, Gen X, Millennials, Generation Me, Generation Internet. You know who you are. You've been crushed, hit hard by this economy.
So if you're dealing with college debt, I mean, maybe you're even trying to move out of your parents' house or start a new business. Look, the only way you're going to be able to do that is to be able to produce and to get people to pay you what you're worth.
I'm fighting for your generation. I'm not counting you out. I believe in you. We're here to give young hustlers the advice and tools they need to succeed in the 21st century.
Man, what's going on, everybody? I'm just trying to get my Periscope up. So I can get all social on the show. Hey, can somebody hook this up on the holder? How y'all doing today, man? Young hustlers, it's time to roll, baby. It's time to roll. It's Thursday, noon, East Coast Standard Time. That means you're here to get your hustle right. You're here to get it tight. Dude, because you want to make some money, man. Make sure that's flipped around the right way. So look, this show is all about the people who want to go out and get more. This show's about the young hustlers, right? This show's about the millennials, but also about the people who want to find that young hustle in them, right? Those people that maybe are 30, 40. I mean, I'm 32 years old. I'm like an old man now. I got to call this old hustlers at some point, you know? But it ain't about age, man. It's about your hustle, man. It's about your drive. And today we are talking about success tips for young hustlers. It's a big day for us today. It is a big day for us today. You know how to start that? You know how to start that. Just copy the last title that was in there before. Yeah. So, dude, today's a big day. The greatest sales secret ever of all time. Dude, we're doing our webcast today, and I got to tell you, I don't know if you guys can see this ebook that I have here, but it is a monster, man. It is a monster, chock-a-block full, loaded with never before seen, never before heard, best-selling strategies on the greatest sales secret ever. Dude, this thing is unreal. We've been putting a lot of attention on it leading up to this week, and man, it just reminded me how important this one skill is for anybody who wants to be successful. I mean, without this skill, you can have this one skill, right, and not be talented and still win. That's how big of a secret this is, right? And the biggest opportunity here is that barely anybody knows what it is. So I'm really excited today, 2 o'clock, we're going live, man. We're going live 2 o'clock today with the greatest sales secret of all time. So that got me thinking, man, like, okay, this one secret, we've been spending so much time on it this week. This one secret had such an impact on me and my life. It helped me get the job that I wanted, helped me get the girl my wife, right? Whew. Dude, big deals closing, man. Big deals closing because of the greatest sales secret ever. So I got to thinking, I'm like, hey, man, what else has been important to me? What other tips, what other things have I done that have helped me become more successful? And I just want to preface this by saying I'm nowhere near where I'd like to be. There may be people listening right now who have quite a bit more than me, and I'm okay with that, right? I'm on my journey, man. I'm figuring all this stuff out. And if you're on the show right now, it's because you want to learn a little bit more. Maybe you want to get a different perspective on things. And so I put together a list of things that I've been able to apply to my life that really made a big difference. Now, when you're talking success tips, the list could be literally miles long. I mean, if you just looked up list of success tips, if you just Googled that, I'm sure you could find miles and miles, people of opposing viewpoints, people that all agree that this one thing you've got to have. But hey, look, I'm a fan of going out and just figuring stuff out, seeing what works. Rob could have his list of things. John could have his. Robin could have hers. These are just a few of mine, and I wanted to share them with you guys today. And the number one thing, the first thing rather, that I came up with is you're never too young or too old to start. It was a really tough thing for me to figure out, sort of as a young person with a lot of ambition. It was really tough for me to figure out, what to do, or when to go, or when to get started, or how do I do this, or what comes first, right? Like, do I need to do this before that, And so at 20 years old, I got a job selling advertising. I was the youngest person in the company and ended up doing really well, like to the point where people that were 10, 15 years older than me, 20 years older than me, were calling me saying, hey, how are you selling this? How are you doing that? And it was a weird thing for me. And then I, was irresponsible with my money because I was young and I was stupid and started blowing all my money. And then so I ended up in a situation where I was freaking broke, And then at 26 years old, I was like, did I miss my window? I mean, like, I'm 26 years old. I wanted to be a millionaire by the time I was 30. Did I miss my shot? Did that window close? So I started thinking, dude, I'm too old. There's no way it's going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen. Gary Vee was in here the other day, and he was saying, hey, young people, you're too impatient. Don't get discouraged. You've got your whole life to work this out. He's still hustling in his 40s. Grant's still hustling in his 50s. They're still going out, doing their thing. You can do remarkable things in a very short period of time. People have proven this, right? So don't get too caught up in, I'm off my target. I wanted to be a millionaire by 30, and I'm miles and miles away, because a year, 2 years can reveal some dramatic changes. So, dude, look, you're never too young to get started, and you're never too old to get started either. Second one, be consistent. Consistency builds discipline, and discipline, as somebody who wants to be successful, is probably one of the most vital skills that you can have, because discipline will allow you to execute. Without discipline, execution is really hard. So you have to do those consistent things. You have to wake up the same time every day. You have to work out every day. You have to make the same calls. You have to follow up the same way. You've got to do all those things, and you got to break the show at the same time every week. We'll be right back.
Repairing credit takes time, it takes energy, and it takes resources. With so many options to repair your credit, how do you get started? At Safe Credit Solutions, our number one priority is to create a plan for you to repair your credit effectively. Our goal at Safe Credit Solutions is to provide immediate and ethical service to ensure your credit score rises and you can get qualified for the things you want in your life. Safe Credit Solutions has a credit portal for its clients to track progress and keep you involved and in control of your credit repair. Clients have been known to see results as soon as 30 to 45 days from starting. Visit safecreditsolutions.com, that's safecreditsolutions.com, to get started and have one of our FICO certified consultants start the process on your credit repair. That's safecreditsolutions.com. Today's world is digital, and every business, if they want success and expansion, must learn to thrive in this digital environment. Snowbot serves you, your company, and your business to help you develop software that will optimize your revenue, attract more customers, and increase your website conversions. With offices in Helsinki, Eastern Europe, and Tokyo, Snowbot focuses on web development, mobile app development, and design. To get your business thriving in this digital landscape, let us provide all the solutions needed to increase your conversion, keep attention, and grow your business. Visit snowbot.net, that's snowbot.net, to get started right now. Greatest sales secret of all time. Do you know what it is? This secret is the number one thing you have to learn to be great in business or in sales. It is vital to increasing income and increasing your business. Grant Cardone's new best-selling webcast will show you the greatest sales secret of all time. Learn how to close the unclosed deals, to pick up extra opportunities, to get to those people who are impossible to close, to shorten sales cycles, increase your profits, and breathe life back into dead deals. When you register now, receive immediately the 10 biggest follow-up mistakes, the 100 ways to stay motivated MP3 and workbook, and get access to a 3.5+ hour webcast for free, along with an 80+ page ebook. If you want to expand in business, you must learn the greatest sales secret of all time, and Grant Cardone will show you what it is. Register now at greatestsalessecret.com. That's greatestsalessecret.com.
Young hustlers, success tips. We're back from the break. Number 1, you're never too young or too old to get started. Number 2, dude, you got to be consistent. Do the same thing, the same way, every time, every day. Don't sleep in on the weekends. Get up early on the weekends. I'm telling you, it creates stable points in your life that you can actually predict and build off of when you're on your journey. Number 3, dude, learn to sell. Specifically, learn to make cold calls. I didn't learn how to make cold calls till I was 26 years old, and it's probably been the single most impactful skill that I've ever learned. Why? Because it allows you to create. Think about anything. If you wake up tomorrow morning and you've got an idea, but you got no money, how are you going to fund the idea? How are you going to get the idea out? How are you going to create a business out of an idea? If you know how to pick up a phone and work the phone, dude, if you know how to pick up the phone and make a cold call, break through the noise, get through the gatekeeper, handle the objection, have a tight little pitch, set a hook, and then get an appointment or get a demo, dude, you can do anything. You can build a business. You can build an empire off your ability to go out and make a cold call. Dude, you learn how to handle rejection. You learn how to manage it. You go through all these insecurities. You're able to work them out, man. And mostly it's about creating something out of nothing, right? You're not relying on traffic. You're not relying on advertisement. You're not relying on anything but your own freaking back, your own ability to get out there and hustle and make a bunch of phone calls. And the last thing I'll say about cold calls is you see firsthand how much activity it actually takes to get a target reached. You know, you have all these ideas, man. If I got this new business, this new idea, if I could, if I could just sell 10 of these a month, I'm good, right? And if I close just 10% of the people I see, that means I only got to see 100 people. But what you don't see is how many phone calls it takes to get to the appointments, to get to the 10 people or the 100 people that you're making your presentation to, of which you're getting 10 deals out of. So it really helps you kind of work through this whole, like, how do I get attention? How do you get an appointment with Grant? You know, how do you get an interview with a magazine? How do you get an appointment to go see the HR director, the hiring manager of a company that you want to go work for? Dude, work yourself through the deal so that you can see how much work it actually takes. Number 4, find a mentor and follow them. This doesn't mean you need one-on-one time with them. You know, I worked for Grant for 2 years. We barely talked, right? Like we barely had any engagement. It wasn't like Grant was like, come here, young grasshopper, let me show you the way. It wasn't like that. I showed up, I worked, I hustled, I made phone calls, and my mentorship from him, books, Cardone University, audio programs, dude, that was my mentorship. And that's available to everybody. And if Grant isn't your mentor, dude, find one. Find somebody who's got a lot of good content, who's got a good reputation, who you can freaking get aligned with, and just consume their information. Like I said, you don't need to recreate something that somebody's already proven to be successful. Number 5. This one's a tough one for me, but staying on the cutting edge with new technologies. So technology is changing at light speed. It's creating a lot more efficiencies in business, like the migration that sales has made from, outside knocking on doors, going around, traveling the country, to massive inside sales teams of 200 or 300 people in a call center that are all making phone calls. The technologies that have been built around creating efficiencies for teams like that, I mean, it's like literally mind-boggling, right? And you may have that perfect idea, but you're not in tune enough with the technology or what's happening right now to actually be like, dude, they already have a technology that they have the technology that will drive and facilitate this idea. And then you got your billions. I was watching Shark Tank. I don't know if you guys have seen the Shark Tank episode where the guy comes up with a a company, and his company was, we want to provide after-hours shipping direct to people's houses. So, you order from Amazon, your building doesn't have a doorman or a front desk or anything. They bring the package and they drop it off at your front door, and then hopefully somebody doesn't steal it, right? So this guy's got like an Uber. He's basically mixing Uber with like a delivery service for packages. Dude, it's freaking brilliant, right? So let's see, next one. Be curious. Now this was a big one for me. Because as a kid, I was always really curious. And I was always looking at how things worked or why things worked, or, why they have these lights up here with these covers on them and why the two middle ones aren't on. I don't know. But like the curiosity of how and why things work can be one of the, can be a catalyst for you to explore deep down and in different areas of business or entrepreneurship, or a guy was in here yesterday trying to get a job, and he was an inventor. He created some kind of fog machine for beverages. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, dude, that's interesting. I remember I used to read the shampoo bottles when I was taking a shower. I was like 8 years old, and shampoo bottles have these massive words, right? And I'd always wonder what they meant. I always count how long they were. I mean, how weird is that, right? It's so weird. But now that's kind of evolved into like, how do businesses work? We talk to people from all over the country and all different backgrounds and different jobs, and I'm so interested and curious about how people make money. Have you guys ever wondered, like, just when you're driving through a rich neighborhood, like, I wonder what that guy, what that person does for work? I wonder if they made their money or if they inherited their money. Did they made it? I wonder what they do. Because it creates possibilities, right? Your curiosity will reveal things to you that you may not know about. And learning, I think, is learning not like motivating. Like you learn new things and it creates this interest in this motivation that, like, dude, there's so much stuff that I don't know. And the more stuff you know, for me, it makes me finding that one thing that's going to be my like freaking home run, knock it out of the park. It makes that more real, because I'm interested in things. So if you're closed off, if you don't know how technology works, these things become more and more difficult for you to find, right? So we're talking about success tips today. I want to go run through the list real quick. Number one, you're never too old or too young to start, so don't get discouraged. Be patient. Or I'm sorry, be consistent, not patient, because consistency builds discipline. Be consistent, do the same things, right? Learn to sell or make cold calls, because it teaches you how to create something out of nothing at no cost. Find a mentor and follow their clues. Don't try to rewrite the book. Stay on the cutting edge with new technologies, things that are developing, and be curious, just to get you caught up to where we're at. Call into the show if you guys have questions. I'm going to go to Roger in a second here. 305-865-8668. We're demystifying success, getting some success hacks and tips for the young hustlers out there. Brad Bischoff, Ethan Lukowski, the one Franklin, Elton Navarro. Thanks, guys, for chatting online. And we'll see you right back to wrap the show up when we get back from the break.
The fall is always the moment when you have to redefine yourself. Easy is not part of success. Easy is not part of life. When I was 33 years old, I faced the lowest point in my life. I was broke. I was battling demons of women, finances, alcohol, and drug addictions. And here I stand in front of you in the top 1% of car salesmen in the United States. Quitting was never an option for me. I keep pushing for my son, for my dreams, and what I'm attempting to create for my own life. My name is Mark Jennison, and this is the Comeback Corner. I was a millionaire twice and lost it all twice. And now I'm here to show you what it takes to come back and stand in the face of adversity, even if that adversity is yourself. This show is designed to prove that no matter how far you fall, no matter how great the defeat or failure, there's always a comeback. There's always an opportunity to redefine yourself, redefine who you are, and come back stronger, better, and faster than before. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/comeback corner. That's youtube.com/comeback corner.
Greatest sales secret of all time. Do you know what it is? This secret is the number one thing you have to learn to be great in business or in sales. It is vital to increasing income and increasing your business. Grant Cardone's new best-selling webcast will show you the greatest sales secret of all time. Learn how to close the unclosed deals, to pick up extra opportunities, to get to those people who are impossible to close, to shorten sales cycles, increase your profits, and breathe life back into dead deals. When you register now, receive immediately the 10 biggest follow-up mistakes, the 100 ways to stay motivated MP3 and workbook, and get access to a 3.5+ hour webcast for free along with an 80+ page ebook. If you want to expand in business, you must learn the greatest sales secret of all time, and Grant Cardone will show you what it is. Register now at greatestsalessecret.com. That's greatestsalessecret.com.
Welcome back. This is Young Hustlers, right? Every Thursday, 2 p.m., we come here to drop bombs like Donkey Kong. Dude, we want to help you out, man. Dude, I feel like I'm just getting started, man. I feel like I got so much more to do, so many more big things to do. Y'all feel that? Y'all feel like you're just like, that's why I like learning, man. I like learning new things because it gets me inspired. It gets me motivated. It opens up the realm of possibilities of what I can do. And one of those interesting things that I've recently been spending too much time doing is playing with my Snapchat. I mean, I make some pretty funny videos on my Snapchat. I want to show you guys this one. Oh, no, let's not do that. Hang on.
For the greatest sales. You'll be smiling big like this too when you sign up for the greatest sales secret ever.
Dude, these are so great. Got to learn the technology, man. You never know when it'll help you, or at least give you a good laugh. So we're talking about success tips for young hustlers today. And, another really important thing that I started doing was consuming information related to what I was interested in. Now, I didn't figure this out until probably the last 2 years of college because I was completely disinterested in college. It seemed like it was high school all over again for the first 2 years I was there. I was like, dude, what did I come here for? And then I actually started taking courses that I was actually interested in, and things changed. I went from a C student to an A student. So I've kind of carried that over into like, hey, what am I interested in? What's important to me? Dude, money's important to me, right? So a few years back, I started watching CNBC every day. And I don't have half a clue what the heck they're talking about most of the time. But I definitely know now more than I knew when I started. Because I've been listening to it every day, right? So I don't know what the correlation is between rising oil prices or sinking oil prices and companies' earnings report related to inverse equity coefficients. I don't know what all that stuff means. Maybe one day I will. I just made all that up, but I know enough to make it up, right? So, look, like you just got to start consuming information. One of the things that I did see the other day was AT&T's CEO. I think his name's Randall something. Randall, I don't know. So it's Randall. I'm sure it's Randall. But he said, dude, people who fail to spend 5 hours a week educating themselves online will become obsolete. If you're not, because of the amount of information that's out there right now, right? Like, 25 years ago, if you wanted to be an entrepreneur, it was very different. You didn't have access to this information. I think that's why we're really starting to see a lot of this, like these companies starting with really young people who have imaginative, creative ideas for doing new things, and they're actually becoming really successful. I mean, dude, they didn't have the ability to do that 25 years ago. Today they do. So, like, I love the fact that all these young hustlers are out there and they're creating these companies and being successful. It's a great story to tell, and it's inspiring for everybody else out there who's watching. Dude, another great success tip is start building a brand online. Like when I go through my Facebook page or my Twitter account, like I want people to look at that and see what kind of person I am. It's a billboard for you. And if all you're doing is talking about some bullshit, about Real Housewives or whatever. I mean, just something that's not productive or that doesn't contribute to you getting more of what you're doing. then don't watch it, then don't post it, Think about the bigger picture, about what your long-term goals are. It's social's everywhere. It's not going away. Clarify your intention and what's important to you, and then work to show people that online. Let's go to Roger on the phone from California. Roger, welcome to the show.
Jarrod, thanks so much for having me on, man. I appreciate the time.
Dude, I appreciate you coming on. Sorry we had to keep you on hold for so long.
Never a problem. You have to wait for good things. I think it's one of your rules is be consistent or patient. Don't rush the process.
Hey, Roger, how often do you watch the show?
I love it, man. I'm on it as often as I can be, man. I work an 80-hour work week, so I'm not able to be on it as much as I'd like.
And then are you watching on GCTV or do you listen to the podcast? How do you listen to it?
A bit of Periscope and a bit of podcast.
Okay. Right on, man. I love that. You have a question today? What's your tip, man?
No, I was calling in to give a tip or a nugget, man.
Love it, man. Love it. Drop those nuggets.
Yes, sir. I've had some success in life, man. I own an 8-figure business, and I've achieved a great level of success. So my tip and nugget to the people listening is whether you're 8 to 80 years old, you alluded to it earlier, you need a budget. And you need to understand what you're spending. You need to understand where it's going. You need to understand what's coming in versus what's going out, man. And I help people out with this a little bit, but it's just crazy to think that the millennials are spending their money before they even have it. And when they want to leverage it to the banks like Grant Cardone does, then there's nothing in there, but they got a nice shiny Mercedes and a nice watch. So,
and $50,000 in debt, in college debt.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I'm trying to grow up and be like Grant, man. And,
dude, me and you both, brother. Where can people find you, Roger?
I am on I'm at millionairetalk.com. That's where you can find the budget sheet, goal sheet, anything you need.
Millionairetalk.com. And what's your business? What do you do?
Well, personally, I'm a brick and mortar guy, so I own gas stations, convenience stores, franchises, and I have 23 units at the moment, and I'm just getting into online 4 months ago.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. And how old are you?
I am 38, so the clock is going, and I should be worth about $10 million by the time I'm 40.
You ain't even hit your stride yet, man. Your 50s. Those are your earning years, man. You got big things coming up for you, man. I appreciate you calling into the show. I know that's good information. And I really appreciate you calling and sharing your successful story with the audience. Dude, he's right. You gotta figure the money thing out, man. I didn't know a lot about money. That's why I blew it all. I spent it all because I didn't know nothing about it. And so what did I do the second time around, right? 26 years old, working for Grant, broke, upside down, backwards, in debt, despair, right? Dude, I re-educated myself on what I spent, dude. I got 100% of my energy focused on production and increasing my income. Are the things over here contributing to where I want to go, or are they taking me back, further back? I mean, dude, I'd stretch out purchases so long, like clothes. Like, dude, I wouldn't purchase new clothes until I wore holes in the elbows of shirts. I mean, but I was, that's what I was trying to do, man. I was just trying to get my stuff together. So definitely appreciate the call, Roger. Back to the list, man. Successful traits. We are at the final list, the final. Invest in yourself. This is the one thing, and maybe you don't have any money right now. Maybe you are freaking dead broke. You need to invest in yourself. Sometimes that just means time, 85% of what we do here in this office, we don't charge people for. You could go on Periscope, Facebook mentions, Twitter, YouTube, our blog. I mean, there's so much information that you can access that we put out for nothing, zero. You can get started with that, but it requires an investment of time. Now, once you start seeing some success and you start growing your deal, then you have to start thinking, dude, I got to start freaking throwing some cash down in you, invest in you, right? And then that starts growing, right? Like we did this special We started in December. It was one of the most successful launches of a product we've ever done. We launched a Cardone University individual deal. For 5 years, we focused only on corporate clients that were paying us $50, $100, $200, $500,000 a year to have access to our training platform. And we were like, dude, everybody should have this. Let's freaking put it in there. Let's put this $13,000 program in there for $1,000. And people started freaking it was like watching those Black Friday videos when people start fist fighting. It was crazy, man. It was nuts. And then the successes that we started getting afterwards, it was like, dude, this is it reinforced the purpose of what we do here. But you got to get out and you got to be willing to invest in yourself. Be willing to spend money for the delayed gratification things, right? Like that could even be going to the gym, spending money to get healthy and going to the gym. Going to the gym and working out for 30 days, even if you're freaking hammering it, dude, you're not going to see the full result. So you got to understand, like, dude, you're spending money for a delayed result that isn't going to come right away. When I go in and I start studying Cardone University, there's so much content in there, I can't possibly get through it. I can't possibly get through it all, right? So, but incrementally, I'm starting to make those strides and grow. We're doing a deal today for $49. It's the greatest sales secret of all time. GreatestSalesSecret.com. It's an $800 program, $775, so $800. It's going to be probably a 3 or 4 hour live training from Grant. We're going to sit down. We're going to demystify the greatest sales secret of all time. We're going to set you up for success, just like we do in this show every week. We want to give you the shortcuts. We're in the trenches every day. Training is a very difficult product to sell because it requires work from people. And so we're here, we're living it, we're in the trenches, we're constantly finding new, better ways of doing things, and we want to share those with you here, and we want to get you connected, man. We want you to be in our audience. We want you to join in the conversation, man, just like New Life has on GrantCardoneTV.com. Joel Darchville, curiosity led to my first Grant Cardone video on YouTube. I love that, dude. Thanks for the comment, Joel. But dude, look, this show's about help. It's about you. It's about getting more of what you want. Recap on the tips. You're never too young or too old. Be consistent. Learn to sell, making cold calls. Find a mentor and follow them. Stay on the cutting edge of new technology. Always be curious. Consume information related to where you want to go, above and beyond what you do for your job, outside of the box. What can you do to add wood to the fire? The weekends are the secret weapon of the successful. Build a brand for yourself online so that people can go and see who you are and what you're about, and then invest in yourself, man. Those are a handful of the tips that I've employed in my life to help me get ahead. Like I said, I'm not here to be right or wrong. I'm not the most successful guy out there, but I figured some things out that got me to a point where I'm like, hey, man, I actually got a shot at doing something really big. So I hope you guys take the information from the show. You're able to apply it. You're able to do something. I want to hear your successes. Always, if you connect in the comments, we always see the comments. I try to get to all of the people who respond here. New Life just commented, I bought the deal, and I have yet to get an email with all the info. I think it starts today. Okay, New Life, great. We'll get you handled for the webinar. GreatestSalesSecret.com. Dude, we're going to go over the mistakes people make. We're going to go over the tips. We're going to go over the facts. We're going to go over the strategy, the winning strategy that you need to employ to unlock the greatest sales secret of all time. Follow me on Snapchat. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. Connect with the show. Connect with the hustlers here, man. The only ones who condemn the hustle are the ones who've given up on the hustle themselves. We'll see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon and then next week.